Hello and welcome to the first episode of this show. My name is Olayemi Olajide, CEO, The Market Food Shop and The Market Directory. I'm so excited today because I know how important sales and marketing is to most business owners, and I'm about to have a conversation on this topic with a super amazing marketing professional. Motunrayo Babalola is young, she's hip, and she has over 12 years of experience in this space, managing brands like Lifebuoy, Lux, and currently Lipton. At the moment, she's the marketing lead at the Unilever Tea Company, Ekaterra. I'm always looking out for her post on Instagram because she has this thing, Marketing with Motun, where she shares great sales and marketing tips. So, hello Motunrayo, how are you doing?
Hi Olajide, I'm fine. Happy to be here.
Okay, so let me first say this. I love marketing with Motun. Like, I've learned so much, and I feel like, most business owners don't even know the difference between sales and marketing. And I remember this one post you put out where you were trying to differentiate sales from marketing. So can you break that down?
Okay, yeah. So thank you, and thank you for having me here. I was going to start with a story, but I'll just go and answer your question. So sales is basically changing your output into revenue, whatever it is you produce, changing it to cash, right? That's what sales is.
Okay.
Marketing is an entire process, right? It's the entire process of creating, of communicating value and offerings to people that need it. So that's like technical definition. There are so many definitions of marketing, but what to bear in mind is, at the end of the day, marketing is about creating an offering to customers at the price that they want it, putting it in the place that they want it, making them aware of it. So it's the entire process that is involved. So marketing is a science and an art. It's wide. Sales is just getting it out and changing it to cash. So when people confuse marketing and sales, I'm like, yes, sales is a part of marketing, but marketing is the entire process. It starts from before you even conceptualize the product.
Okay. So what would you recommend to a business owner that is currently struggling with marketing, in the sense that everything they're doing with regards to marketing, is not working? What would you recommend to someone like that?
Okay. So I think the first thing I would do is ask what they are doing about marketing.
Okay.
Because what I've seen with a lot of small businesses is they actually don't have marketing as part of what they are doing. They are just selling. Once you have an Instagram page or you list your products in a store,
Sure.
You just start selling. There is really no thought process, right? There is no marketing process, if I'm to put it that way. And so the first thing I would do is ask, what exactly are you doing? And in where I come from, or maybe from my own experience, we'll do a marketing audit. So I will do that for your business.
Okay.
What's your unique offering? What are you selling that is different? What are you offering to customers that is different? And who are the customers? And that's the first place to start. I did a post recently about the P's and which of the P's is the most important. So there's this whole 6 P's, 4 P's of marketing. Yeah. And the products, which is the offering, because it can be a service sometimes, that is the first thing to attack. Before you started selling, did you identify who you were going to be selling to? Did you identify if they needed what you were going to be selling? Because if you didn't do that, then every other thing you are doing is just what Yorubas we call karakata. And that's not marketing. That's simply selling. So the first thing to do is to do an audit of the business. What are they doing currently? Do you have the right products? If you do have the right products and you've identified your right target audience or the people you want to sell to, and you have that clearly, then we will look at the other elements, which are how much are you selling for? And how much are the people you are selling to willing to pay for it? Where are you selling? How convenient is it for the people that you're selling to buy from you, right? And how much do you invest in creating awareness, which is what most people do now? Okay, I want to be on social media. Yes, you're on social media, but you have planned content. Are you paying for people to know about this content? Do you have a calendar that talks about how you're, positioning your product versus whatever product is in the market? So these sort of conversations are not things that we will just go into right here.
Yeah.
But as a summary, the most important thing I would recommend for small businesses who think that everything they are doing is not working. I'm doing a lot of marketing, but people don't buy from me. I would say let's audit your marketing.
Okay.
And let's look through the P's of marketing and see where exactly are you today? Where exactly have you positioned your business? And then where do you need to? So you may just actually need to do a whole new plan, right? And then document it. And then we'll see progress from there. Because again, because there is no process, you're not measuring anything.
Yeah,
but the moment you set a process for your marketing, then you can measure.
Yeah, you can actually evaluate.
Yes, you can.
True. Okay. So, what do you say is the most, because now SMEs, they market on a budget. There's so much to do and there's so little cash to throw around. What would you say, or what would you recommend as the most affordable channel of marketing or form of marketing for SMEs?
Okay, so for SMEs, I would say digital first, because that's what we have at our fingertips. And to be very honest, back to my story, because I always want to say a story. So I'm going to turn this around because it's not in your script.
Okay.
So you're one of the first SMEs I know. In fact, apart from my brother, by the way, I come from a family of entrepreneurs, which is one of the reasons why going into sales and marketing was almost second nature for me. My mom is an entrepreneur. She's run businesses. My dad is an entrepreneur. My older brother, my younger sister. So I'm just in between here. The only 8 to 5 human in the family. And then I met you like 12 years ago when I was in the bank. And I always I always refer to how I met you and the fact that I can't remember it, because I can't forget it rather, because there is that Nigerian entrepreneur story that I always attach to my meeting you. So you started your business with 0, running errands. And I look at how far you've come, right? Maybe not where we would want to be, but the journey has been consistent in an industry in this country that is very, very volatile. So when I look at that and look at the methods you've used to get customers over time, we can actually answer that question, because you are not a multinational, but somehow you've been able to establish a base of customers in Nigeria and outside of Nigeria, and you have a consistent flow in terms of the people that you're serving with your business. So what are the things that you've invested behind? I would say you started first from door to door, right? I met you when you came to open your account, but literally you started selling to everybody, and you were offering a service at the time. You were selling to everybody in the bank, right? You created a niche for yourself to say, you know what, these are bankers. They need somebody that can take stress away from their life. So I'll come here every Monday and Thursday and help you with your market runs. You remember?
Yes, I
right?
do.
And that is actually the cheapest. Because door to door, the one-on-one marketing, right, is still something that exists today, even though we now have digital. And guess what? For one person and 2 people that you serve, you had served me, I'd referred you to my friend, word of mouth marketing, right? Those are the basics. I think that 0, as in 0 SMEs, that's where they can start. Because I don't want to just go digital, boom, because not everybody even has a smartphone, for example. So I'm saying, if you stumble on this video and you're starting your business, let's go to Olayemi as inspiration. There is the door-to-door, one-on-one marketing. There is the word-of-mouth marketing. And then there is creating a digital profile for yourself, which is how you got into the market food shop business. You created a digital product, then you created a website, right? So that's another way, Before you did that, let me skip back a little. You started selling into supermarkets.
Yeah.
You created a, convenient food for supermarket and started listing in supermarket. What you did there was you created a route to market, right? From your house to Globus to Motunrayo who wants to shop, right? So sometimes you now need to create a channel. How do I want to sell? But in terms of how you now want people to be aware, that's when you went digital. Digital was to make people aware of who you are. And so digital, we will say, is the cheapest. But let's say you cannot even be on digital. There are things you can do in the beginning of your business that can get it rolling from the marketing point. So digital is cheap. Collaborations, right? Partnerships and collaborations. And what do I mean? These are not textbook tips, by the way. If you sold, let's say you sell, I'm trying to think of something that is collaborative, but let's look for something very granular. I sell Gary, right? Okay. And you're starting your groundnut business. So what I mean by collaboration and partnerships is I see an opportunity for small businesses who cannot afford full-scale marketing programs like sampling, consumer sampling. By the way, consumer sampling is one of the most tested and tried methods to drive conversion to your business, because for every X amount of people that try something, there is a certain percentage that will go back for it if it is a good product, right? Which is why you have to get your product right. Now, collaboration and partnerships, Gary, you have granules. You just give me the smallest size of your granule and say, when you're having your next batch of Gary, can I insert this granules, put your brand on it? And that's it. I mean, this is basic. Of course, we may not be able to do it with commodities like that, but that's an example of how you can use partnerships, right? Especially for SMEs today. There are so many products, so many people, with baby products in different categories. I see that there is an opportunity to do collaborative marketing, and it will be cheaper on both parties. Right? Digital I've mentioned as the first one, partnerships as the second. The third one will be PR. PR is not actually, overly expensive when you break it down, depending on what stage you are in your business.
Okay.
Right? If you are a startup who has a good investor, I would suggest that you don't just come to markets and not put proper PR behind it, especially when you have a good cause. So if you are doing a cause-related product, that means your product has a purpose. Your product is solving a problem that would overall be solving a problem in the society. You should put some good PR behind it, because people will always be attracted to good. So if you can put the good behind your product out there, then it's good. So PR can be for cause related. You can also do PR using influencers, which is what is very big today, influencer marketing. Influencer marketing can be expensive and it can be relatively cheap if you compare it with going on TV, for example. Do you understand? So which is why you have to do a marketing audit to understand what stage you are, in your conversation.
So you can know.
So if you are bringing a new product to market or are extending a product, from your assortment, you're extending one of your products into a different category, it will be important for you to leverage on someone that can reach more people than you can. So if you cannot do enough sponsored posts, you can leverage on someone that has a 1 million, 4 million followership and who is trusted to drive the conversation for you. Because in this case, you're not just looking for people to buy immediately. You're actually looking for people to be aware that something has changed in your assortment. So in that case, yes, I would also recommend that you do PR and you put some influencer marketing with it.